Now, the show Shark Tank has been running with great success for a little over a decade, and over those 10 years, numerous people resorted to less than honesty to squeeze the money out of an angel investor. Now, before we get into all of those times, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, sometimes the shark did see the warnings early on and called the scammers out on their pitches, but other times they completely got cheated out of their money. So stay tuned as we go over some of the biggest scams ever seen on Shark Tank. Now, dating to a season 2 episode, we have a guest named Nikki Pope. In the second episode of the season, Nikki came to the show to pitch her and her husband's idea of a company that would essentially work like Netflix for toys. The company was called Toy Guru and functioned like an online toy rental service that allowed parents to rent toys for their kids on a monthly basis. Now, Mark Cuban and Kevin O'Leary approved and supported the concept by investing $200,000. However, this investment did not turn out to be a fruitful one as they hoped it would be. Since only 1 year after the deal was struck, the company filed for bankruptcy and ultimately closed after a series of arguments between the owners, which left the Sharks majorly screwed over. So much that both O'Leary and Cuban commonly said that it may have been their biggest mistake that they ever made. Bill Lyons appeared on Shark Tank, and his pitch almost screwed the Sharks over. The man came to the show to pitch his idea of a website that functions as a search engine for real estate, and it was supposedly able to predict the house's value in the future. Now, which could eventually help people invest in real estate, claiming that every investor is doing for real estate what internet has done for car buying and stock trading. The man asked for $250,000 for a 10% equity stake in the company. However, Lyons' pitch got sloppy along the way, as at one point he said that his targets were first-time home buyers, but then he said his targets were both first-time buyers and house flippers.
It's for both, because people are scared to buy. They want more information.
Bill, you're only going to have that person.
Bill, you're talking out both sides of your mouth. It's incredible.
The Sharks were definitely skeptical and suspicious throughout the pitch, but when the man said that the customers would have to pay a monthly rate of $99.99 to even use the website, Mark Cuban said that he was out and he hated the business.
I'm gonna pay you $99 a month for access to that. Right. I hate that business. I'm out.
The rest of the Sharks agreed, saying that the man is actually a con artist with no business concept whatsoever. Now, back in 2011, partners named Michael and Shun decided to showcase their country clothing line called Hillbilly Brand on Shark Tank. The guys quickly laid out their asking price of $50,000 in exchange for 25% equity stake in their company. The Sharks were thrilled, and soon enough, the hopeful entrepreneurs landed the deal with Damon John Robert Harjavet and guest shark Jeff Foxworthy.
$75,000. We get the name. You get a 7% royalty.
Still, after the show was aired, the negotiations lasted for several months and seemingly led to nowhere, as they simply couldn't come to terms. The guys behind the Hillbilly Brand decided that for the exposure and the advertisement that they gained from even appearing on Shark Tank, it was enough for them to walk away from the deal. Now, Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban does not tolerate nonsense, and it's not anything new. And because he calls them as he sees them, he managed to change the minds of other Sharks in more than one occasion. During this pitch, for example, after all, being a self-made man taught him not to waste his time, especially in situations like this where time does equal money. Now, sometimes what the entrepreneurs see in their pitches and what the Sharks see in the pitches are actually two completely different things, and that can cause the fish to go the wrong way, and that's exactly what happened to the unfortunate tycoon real estate founder and CEO Aaron McDonald, who came to the show in order to market his app. He said that the app works like a real estate crowdfunding service, which he believed to help average people and investing. However, he couldn't even finish the pitch as Mark Cuban shot down early, saying that the idea is scammy and that he hates it.
Tycoon Real Estate is a crowd investing platform that allows everyday people to invest in real estate for as little as $1,000.
I hate it. I'm out.
I smell jail time.
This did not help McDaniel to convince other Sharks, as they accused him of being shady. Kevin O'Leary, who was initially interested in making the deal, asked the man if he had a criminal record.
Do you have any criminal record whatsoever?
No, I don't.
Now, while another Shark named Barbara said it was spooky that the man fought against their accusations and argued on, it ultimately made things even worse, since the Sharks apparently didn't like the guy as much as they didn't like his idea.
Just think of the name, Tycoon. Tycoon.
Please.
Tycoon, what does it say to a small investor? It's a ripoff name.
And that's how we'll wrap up today's video on the biggest scams ever seen on Shark Tank.